Peace. This is Rahil, and this is the Saturday sermon. And I won't be before you long, but I just want to run through this real quick. Just want to tell you about what the scriptures say about God's plan for the planet and for you. And I'm coming from 1 Corinthians 15, and I'm going to start at verse 21. And then I'm going to go read, and then we'll just get into it real quick and then be out. All right. For since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. For as in Adam all die, even so in Christ shall all be made alive. But every man in his own order, Christ the firstfruits, afterward they that are Christ's at his coming. Then cometh the end, when he shall have delivered up the kingdom to God, even the Father, which is the Father, when he shall have put down all rule and all authority and power. For he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. For he hath put all things under his feet. But when he hath all things are put under him, it is manifest that he is expected which did put all things under him. And when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that Yahweh may be all in all. Okay, so reading this, first we'll start at verse 21. And for since by man came death, by man came also the resurrection of the dead. So for as in Adam all die. So because of the sins of Adam or man, all of us inherited death. But when Christ came, we shall now be made alive. So we're made alive in Christ. So basically the opposite of what happened in the beginning has been reversed because of Christ coming. It says, but every man in his own order, Christ the first fruits, afterwards they that are Christ at his coming. So so Christ resurrected from the dead first, okay? And so because Christ resurrected from the dead, now all those who belong to Christ shall be resurrected as well. But you have to belong to Christ in order to be resurrected from the dead. All right. You have to accept Christ in order to be resurrected. And see, this is the plan that God has for us, that we not die. See, people are dying every day. You see people dying. You hear people dying, people getting shot, killed, people dying of heart attacks, diseases, cancer, all these things. But Christ came that we may have life. So when he was crucified, and after 3 days he rose from the grave, he rose from the dead. This promise of life, this promise of a resurrection is only found in Christ. And this is the promise to you. This is God's plan for you, that you not die, that death itself be destroyed. And let's go ahead here. In verse 25, it says, but for he must reign till he hath put all enemies under his feet. The last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. So death will be destroyed. Death itself will be destroyed. That's powerful. Death will be destroyed. Okay? So what it is Christ resurrected from the dead. And when he was resurrected from the dead, in his role as the Son of Yahweh, all things were given unto him. All power, all majesty, everything, all ownership of creation, everything was given unto him. And so once everything is subject to him, then him is in the role of a son means flesh or humanity. All right. So once all of humanity, all things that were created by him, for him, is subject to him. When I say subject to him, meaning everything is bowing to him. Everything, all powers are under him. Then he shall take off that role as a son or as humanity and become full spirit. So you go to verse 28 and says, and when all things shall be subdued unto him, then shall the Son also himself be subject unto him that put all things under him, that God may be all in all. So God's purpose for this planet, for all of us, for everything, is that God may be all in all. See, the thing about me is I already accepted that God is all in all, that God exists in everything, that God encompasses everything. But see, some people don't believe that. Some people don't believe that at all, because they see, I'm sitting here at a table. They see a table. They see a chair. They see, I got a Bible, and I got a scriptures on here. They see a Bible. They see a cup. They see all these different things. They go outside. They look in the sky. They see the clouds. Then they see the trees. Then they see a street. Then they see all these things. All these things are separated in their minds. All these things are separate. For me and for those who know who Yahweh is, they know that Yahweh created all these things. Okay? He created all these things. Nothing is separate from God. God created everything. Okay? And so there's going to be a point in time in the end when everything and everybody is going to know this. And everybody and God's power, God's majesty will exist in every bit of consciousness, every bit of everything around us, and there will be no denying. Even those who deny him now will see and will know who Yahweh is, who God is, the fullness of who God is. They will experience and see it. And guess what? The last enemy, verse 26, the last enemy that shall be destroyed is death. Anything related to death will be destroyed. So people, if you're afraid right now of dying, if you're afraid right now of death, don't be afraid, because death itself shall be destroyed. Yahweh himself will destroy death. You will live. 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 You won't die. You will live. You will resurrect. You will live. You won't die. You will live. You will be saved. 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 Peace.